Can smell that air. You can hear the birds off in the distance. And I thought this beach here, which is not too far from where I live, would be the perfect spot for us to do our live stream for today. So we're going to be learning about this beginner form today. Uro. So the way you make this form is you take an action verb stem. A stem is you first take the dictionary form of the verb. You take the form of the verb that you would find if you were to search a dictionary. And it will always, always, always end in ta. This is not to say that anytime you see a ta, it's a dictionary form, but every dictionary form will end with ta. So you take the unconjugated form before nothing else has happened to it, and you get the verb stem of that. Now, the verb stem of a dictionary form verb is very simple. You're done. Then you attach uro if it ends in a consonant. Or if the action verb stem ends with a vowel, you will just attach ro. So, for example, if you were to have hada, that would become ha. It ends in a vowel, so we attach ro. If you were going to use 먹다, to eat, 먹, ro. There is one exception for this form, and that is if the verb stem ends with this letter. If it ends with this letter, then you also just attach ro. 놀다 becomes 놀러, like that. One thing I want to say, though, before we go on to this form is don't confuse uro with uro. We're not going to be learning about uro today. Uro is only used after a noun. So you could not use it with a verb stem. And then in contrast, this Urol form always comes with a verb. So if you hear it used with a verb stem, it doesn't matter if the person pronounced it wrong. Their usage to begin with is completely different. So this form literally means in order to do that action verb that it comes after. So if we're talking about hada, to do, well, in order to do that. If you're talking about 먹다, to eat, well, in order to eat. This is what this form literally means. Another way you can think of this is as literally meaning for the purpose of. This is kind of the same thing though, just one more way you can think about it. For the purpose of doing that action verb. So then how do you use it? Before this form, you can use any action verb that you want. This must be followed by an action verb that shows movement. This is any verb that ends with or is 가다 or 오다. So you could have even things like 나가다, to go outside, 들어가다, to enter, 들어오다, to come in, like that. Anything 가다 or 오다 is a movement verb, and then you'll conjugate a movement verb after that. Let's put all of our pieces together. I said that uro literally means in order to do an action verb. 먹다, to eat, 먹으러. Okay, so now we have in order to eat, going, 가다, 오다, or coming, here. In order to eat, 먹으러, 김치를 먹으러 오다, 왔어요, 놀러. In order to hang out, 왔어요. I came here in order to hang out together. Or more naturally just, I came here to. This form will most often naturally translate as just to. But the literal meaning is in order to. And this is a very natural sounding spoken way of saying in order to when it is followed by a movement verb. So you are going somewhere in order to do something. You're going somewhere to do something. You came here in order to do something. You came here to do something. I came here to help. I want to go to see a movie. I want to go see a movie with you. I went to Korea to learn Korean in order to learn Korean. Any sort of thing like this is okay. As long as it's followed by a movement verb, you can use this form to sound very natural to say to, as in order to, do something. There is a small exception to this rule. You cannot use a 가다 or 오다 verb before this form. So you wouldn't say, I'm going to Korea to go to Seoul. So you would not use a movement verb before this form. You cannot have something 가러 or something 오러. It's wrong. Look at the sentence for a second. 지금, now, 머리 자르다. 자르다 means to cut. 머리 literally means head. It also can mean hair. 머리 자르러 가요. Go. I'm going now in order to. 자르다 becomes 자르러 가요. I am going now in order to cut hair. I'm going now to cut my hair. I go to cut my hair. Literally, now I am going in order to, or now I'm going for the purpose of cutting my hair. For the purpose of, as in, that's the reason why I am going. We wouldn't say it as for the purpose of or in order to. When we translate, we would just say it as to. It is in order to. Okay. 한국에 to Korea. 놀러. In order to hang out. 오세요. Come here to hang out to Korea. Come hang out. Come to hang out. That's what this form naturally sounds like when a Korean hears it. They're not going to feel come here in order to hang out. They're going to feel come hang out. Come here and hang out. Come hang out here. Like that. 한국에 놀러 오세요. Yeah, come to Korea to hang out. 갈래요? You want to go in order to see. You want to go see 영화, a movie. 내일 영화 보러 갈래요? 내일 영화 보러 갈래요? Do you want to go see a movie tomorrow? 내일 영화 보러 갈래요? 한국에 한국어를 공부하러 가고 싶어요. So, I want to go. 공부하러, literally, in order to study. So I want to go so that, or in order to, for the purpose of studying Korean, 한국어를 공부하다, to study Korean, to Korea. So I want to go study Korean to Korea. But then someone asked, can you use the 한국에 part before or after the Urol form? You can actually use it after too. You can either say 한국에 한국어를 공부하러 가고 싶어요. I want to go study Korean in Korea. Or you can say 한국어를 공부하러 한국에 가고 싶어요. I want to go to Korea. So this would be like saying I want to go to Korea to study Korean. They both sound fine in English. They both sound fine in Korea. 저는 운동하러 밖에 나왔어요. I came outside to exercise. Literally, for the purpose of exercising is why I came out here. I came out here outside, 밖에, in order to exercise. Yeah, I came outside to exercise. 저는 운동하러 밖에 나왔어요. So I came outside to exercise. 다 같이 밥 먹으러. So we have to eat. 밥 means cooked rice. This is also used to mean any sort of meal. If your friend says they ate 밥, it does not mean all they did was hold a giant bowl of white rice. This means that they ate a meal. 다 같이, all together, 밥, a meal, 먹으러 가요. So let's all go eat a meal together. Let's all get something to eat. Literally, let's all go, 가요, all together, in order to eat, for the purpose of eating, a meal. 다 같이 밥 먹으러 가요. Let's all go eat something all together. 다 같이. 제가, I, 도와주다 means to help. 도와주러 갈게요. 제가 도와주러 갈게요. I will go in order to help you. For the purpose of helping you. 제가 도와주러 갈게요. I'll go help you. I will go to help you. I will go for the purpose of helping you. I will go in order to help you. 제가 도와주러 갈게요. 친구가, a friend, 왔어요. Came here in order to help. What did they help with? 청소. Now, 청소 is cleaning. 청소 is usually used for vacuuming, cleaning, not wiping things down, not cleaning your clothes. 친구가 청소 도와주러 왔어요. My friend came in order to help clean up. 친구가 청소 도와주러 왔어요. My friend came to help me clean up. 나가다, as I said, is to go out, to go somewhere else, to go out. 형이 쓰레기를 버리러 나갔어요. My older brother, 형이 나갔어요. My older brother went out to throw away, in order to throw away, or he went out for the purpose of throwing away, 버리다, 쓰레기, the trash. 형이 쓰레기를 버리러 나갔어요. My older brother went out in order to throw away the trash. 형이 쓰레기를 버리러 나갔어요. So my older brother, 형, went outside to throw away, 버리다, 쓰레기, the trash. 아빠는, so dad, 땀 is your sweat. 땀 빼다, 땀을 빼다 means to get rid of sweat. In English, we would just say to sweat it out, right? You go to a sauna, 사우나실, literally sauna room, like, you know, one of those sauna rooms where you go in and you sit down and it's just really steamy and it's really hot and you wear a towel and you just kind of like sit there and sweat. He went there to sweat. 땀 빼러, in order to sweat. 사우나실에, to the sauna room. 들어가다 means to enter, to go in. So literally, he went in the sauna room in order to, or for the purpose of, sweating. Dad went into the sauna room to sweat. 아빠는 땀 빼러 사우나실에 들어갔어. Dad went into the sauna room in order to sweat. There are a little bit of some intermediate notes I have. If you're speaking in 반말, you don't need to end the Uro form with anything else. You can just take the action verb stem and attach Uro, period. You don't need to end it with 가다 or 오다 if that meaning is clear. For example, your friend asks, 어디 가? Where are you going? And you reply, 밥 먹으러, to eat. So where are you going? To eat, right? Just like you could in English. You can do this because we have context. As long as it would make sense to say, to do something, the end, you can use this form like this too, without anything at the end. That doesn't mean it's optional, and that doesn't mean it'll sound more natural if you remove it. It just means it makes sense, as long as there's context, just like in English. So what's the difference between Uro and Kiwihei? Because they both mean in order to. Kiwihei is more of a formal ending. People like using this one because it's a very clear translation of in order to. If you were to use Kiwihei, 먹기 위해 갈 거예요, that's like saying, actually in English, I am going in order to eat. Do not use this for in order to if you want to say going or coming in order to do something. Also, kiwihei can use any verbs. Uro can only be used with a movement verb, but kiwihei can be used with any verb. So you can do something in order to do something. Anytime you use uro with a movement verb, uro will sound much more natural than if you were to use kiwihei. So anytime you can use uro, use uro. There's another thing though we have to talk about too. If you want to say in order to, there is one more form that you can use, 으려고. Now, 으려고 does not literally mean in order to, but you can use it to say in order to. You can use 으려고 anytime you want to say in order to, but it's not followed by a movement verb. I registered swim class, 수영 수업, in order to lose weight. 살을 빼려고 수영 수업을 등록했어요. In order to lose weight, 수영 수업, swimming class, 등록하다, to register. So I registered for swim class in order to lose weight. So this is what you could use, but you could not use 로 in this example. There's one more thing about this form though that I have to say. 으려고 cannot be used with any command or any suggestion. You could not say, go register for swim class in order to lose weight. Command. You could not say, shall we? If you have to make a command, you have to use 로 or kiwihei, because kiwihei doesn't have those restrictions. You can use it for anything. So that is the lesson for today. 그럼 다음에 또 봐.